What's up, my mathletes? This is Mr. Muscarella coming at you. And in this video, we're going to go ahead and take a look at solving trig equations by just simply looking at values on the unit circle. So let's go ahead and take a look at that, shall we? Of course, first thing you're going to need is your unit circle. So a lot of people, depending on your teacher, might say you got to have this memorized. I know as you move on into pre-calculus and above, into calculus, you got to have this memorized. So get in the habit of getting that down. When you're looking at these, okay, the first thing we want to do is look at our directions. And in our directions, we're being told, okay, solve the equation between 0 and 360. So 0 would be included, but 360 would not. Same thing here for 0 to 2 pi. 0 would be included, but 2 pi would not. So be paying very close attention to your directions. All right, now from here, what we're going to do is take a look at the very first problem. So check it out. We've got 1 minus 8 cosine theta equals -3. So the thing we want to do is we want to isolate the trig function, which in this case is just cosine of theta. So we're going to move things around. And one way to kind of think about this, it's almost like you have the equation 1 minus 8x equals -3. Now, you know how to solve that. You would subtract the 1 over, right? So that would be -8x, don't forget the negative sign, equals -4. Then you would divide both sides by -8. And some people will need to write this step out, but you should be able to go at this level right here over to +1/2. So you get a value of 1/2 x. So same idea with this, except we're dealing with a trig function, right? So we'll do the same thing. We'll subtract 1 and we'll have 8 cosine theta equals -4. And then we'll have cosine theta equals, now we know -4 divided by -8 is 1/2. So once we get the trig function isolated by itself, now it is simply time to look on the unit circle. So let's bring our buddy the unit circle in here. Come on in here, unit circle. So let's bring you in a little bit closer so we can see you. And then let's get rid of all of that because we don't need that anymore. All right, so when we're looking on the unit circle, cosine, remember, is which coordinate? Is it the x? Is it the y? That's what we have to know. Or is it tangent? So when we're looking at this, we have to remember that the cosine is the x coordinate. So where is the x coordinate? 1/2. So I have to look around the unit circle. Anywhere on the unit circle that value is 1/2 will be a solution. So one of those spots is right here. There's 1/2 right there. And then also down here, the x coordinate is also 1/2. So those values that are right here are going to be my answers. So my two answers for this type of problem are going to be, so theta equals, so you put theta because that's our angle, is going to be equal to 60 degrees and then also 300 degrees. So those are our two answers in degrees. Then in radians, those same values, theta would be equal to pi/3 and also 5 pi over 3. All right, so those would be our two solutions in degrees and in radians for the problem 1 minus 8 cosine theta equals -3. So again, the first step is isolate the trig function, and then the second step is look on this unit circle for the corresponding x or y value, if it's sine or cosine. All right, that's it. So pretty straightforward stuff here. Now let's go ahead and take a look at example number 2. So let's go ahead and get all this. Let's move our unit circle over here out the way. Let's check out example number 2. So in example 2, same idea with this one, only now we've got 3 minus 6 sine theta equals 0. So again, you can pause the video if you want. I think you might be able to do this one on your own. But if you want to hang out, cool. Welcome back if you've paused it. If you didn't, here we go. So again, we're going to keep that -6 sine theta equals, and we move that 3 over, we get -3. Now dividing both sides by -6, you'll get sine theta equals -3 over -6 gives us 1/2. So we get a 1/2 again. This time we're dealing with the sine. So let's kind of move this over a little bit. So now I need to take a look and find where's my y value. Where's the y value at 1/2? Because you have to know sine is the y coordinate. And sine being 1/2, the y coordinate is 1/2 right here and also right over here. So you can kind of also think about that. Let me make this a little bit smaller. You could also think about that when you look at that. That's right here along this spot and right here along this spot. So notice they're symmetrical. Pretty cool. The y values are both above the x-axis since it's positive. Then we would just write down in degrees. First we would have 30 degrees, and then we would have 150 degrees. So those would be our two angles in degrees, and then those same angles in radians would be pi over 6, and then also 5 pi's over 6. All right, so that's it. That's how you solve equations, trig equations, just by isolating the variable and looking on the unit circle. It doesn't get much simpler than that. All right, that's it for this video. We'll do examples 3 and 4 in a separate one. All right, so you all come back now, you hear? And I'll catch you later. Peace out.